Why are you guys here? Nothing good happened today. What do you want me to talk about? All the red? Go. Go to bed. Maybe it'll be different tomorrow. Good night. See you tomorrow. I'm just joshing you. This is going to be a really long video today, guys, and I do apologize for that. There's a lot of education in this video. I think there is a lot to take from it. Also, I did notice my microphone is a little bit poppy. I think I might have figured that out, and it was because I recorded in too high of a resolution, so it was making things slow down a little bit in other ends. So anyway, just bear with the video. Like I said, it's super long, but there's a lot packed into there. Also, make sure you're liking and subscribing these videos. My like count's gone up, but my subscribe count, not so much. I'm getting like 5,000 views, but not so many subscribers. That 5,000 views is an astronomical number, I know. Anyhow, yeah, on with the show.
What's up, YouTube? My name is Uncle Smokey, and this is Uncle Smokey Stock Trades. And before I start this video, I would like to say I am not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. So please take what I say with a grain of salt and do your own DD.
Today we're going to talk about ticker symbol MMAT, Metamaterials Inc. We're going to break down the TA. We're going to look at the options chain. We're going to go through both Ortex and Fintel. I've got a little bit of an education lesson for you. There's not much in the lines of news with the exception of that whole Biden re-elects Jay Powell for another term, and then also appoints Brainerd as the co-chair, which I'm not going to even touch on again because that was all we needed to talk about. So we're going to move right into the TA of everything and get this lesson underway. So here's what we got today. Today we opened up the day at $4.23. We hit a high of $4.23. We hit a low of $3.85, and we closed the day out at $3.87, finishing down 7.86% on the day on about 8.32 million in volume, which we are going to get to that here very shortly. The first thing I really want to talk about is, yes, we definitely got shorted today. We also got a lot of selling today. So anytime you drop below a key level of support, you're going to have stop losses triggered. And we did drop below $4 today, guys. Unfortunately, that probably triggered a ton of stop losses right here in this range. Okay. So that was one of the downfalls. This right here was a short attack trying to trigger those stop losses. And I don't think it quite got them. It got them for sure right in here. Now, with that being said, the one thing I want you to really look at today, and this is what we're going to concentrate basically this entire video on, is the RSI. The RSI is very, very important today. I want to point out this on every single time frame we're going to look at. And I did write some notes down, so I'm going to refer to them because I don't want to veer away. So what we got today is right when you see this $3.85 mark, we had some bullish divergence. And that basically means that when a stock price moves to a new low, but the oscillator, or in this case, the RSI, does not move to a new low. So you'll notice right here, you've got it oversold way down here at that 19, whatever it is, mark, right? And we're still up here at the 395 range. And then you come down here to a new low of 390. Look here. It moved up to the 22 range. 385 right in here. 2380, almost 24. So you had absolute bullish divergence. And I know it's going to be arguable, but it is there. And I'm going to prove to you that this is not only here on the 1 minute chart, but it's also on the 1 hour and on the 1 day. And I'd be pretty sure it's going to be on some of the other ones as well, since it is on so many. Also, you'll look right over here where it double tapped, so we had two tests of 385 today, turning 385 into a key level of support. All right, right here where it tapped 385. Look at that. Also, a new high on the RSI. Not a high, I guess, higher than it was back here when it tapped 385, if you understand what I'm saying there. So it's still showing that even though we made that same low, the RSI was even higher. Now, let's go ahead and move on to FinViz and explain why we had such a shitty day. Before we go any further, that's this one, Finviz. Okay, so here we are at Finviz. First and foremost, you can tell a lot of the market was red, but a lot of it was green too. And this is what's blowing my mind. Some of the key sectors that were green, okay, but the ones that were red really shouldn't have been. So we're coming into the holiday season first and foremost, and internet retail is huge for us. Why was it down so much today? This is all internet retail, and almost every single one of them in this sector was red. Google, Facebook, Snapchat, all of these. Again, we're coming into the holiday season. A lot of online communication is going to be happening. We're going to be searching a lot of things. Why is that red? Semiconductors, the entire sector, red. Look at this. Where was the other one here? Oh, travel. Everybody's booking their flights right now. They're getting ready for Thanksgiving travel. They're getting ready for Christmas travel. Right here, leisure, red. Why? Apparel, red. Why? This is the holiday season. A lot of those don't make any sense. Infrastructure bill just passed. Check this out. Where was it at? Auto manufacturers. They're on here somewhere. I'm looking as fast as I can. Right here, auto manufacturers. So, Tesla, up a little bit. Lucid Motors, red. Tata, red. Arrival, red. Fisker, You know, see what I'm saying? So there are a lot of the things that should have been green today were red. And a lot of your sectors, your indices were red. This here. SPY, right now it's a little green, but it finished red. The NASDAQ, red. The Dow, right now it's a little up, but was red. Or I'm sorry, this is the SPY here. I'm sorry, I gotta switch this over to the Dow. Dow. There we go. Oh, the Dow was green. What do you know? It's currently green. It doesn't stop. All right, so, and it had huge downtrends. See there? There we go. Okay. So, yeah, let's move on to the next time frame. Okay, so the 1 hour is, again, it's going to show us a slight bullish divergence. Now, again, as we lengthen our time frame, we can lengthen how far back we're going to look. So if you look here, again, 385, we tapped a new low. We did not make a new low on the RSI. So again, we've got bullish divergence even right here on the 1 hour. And again, it's just showing that I think we're going to start seeing a little bit of a bounce. And again, bullish divergence is when the stock price reaches a new low, but the oscillator or the RSI does not. I'm gonna itch here. All right, let's move on to the 1 day. So the 1 day is telling us a little bit more. The RSI has just moved to an oversold situation, so we're not showing anything yet as far as a bullish divergence. And the main reason being is because it's just now hitting its newest low. The RSI has never been this low, so this is a little bit different. There's no divergence on the 1 day. What you've got, though, is an indicator of stating that this is a good time for smart money to move in. Anytime the RSI goes oversold on a long time frame, on a company that has good fundamentals and a bright future, it invites smart money to invest or to buy the stock. And also, the one thing you need to point out is the volume is increasing day over day. Now, I understand that this is negative volume, and if you look at our MACD, or I'm sorry, not our MACD, our MA, our 50 is getting ready to tap the 200. But with an increase of volume, if this turns into a bounce situation, again, with us being a little bit oversold, this could invite money to come in, turning that selling volume into buying volume. You could ideally see that this MA, 50-day MA bounce off the 200 MA and just, again, further signal a reversal. And what we're looking for on a reversal is for this thing to come all the way back up to get above the $4.20 line. That has shown to be a good level of support over the last few days, and I would really like to see it get back to that. But again, if it could just get over $4 and hold over that, it would turn $4 back into a level of support, which would be super fantastic, and I would absolutely love that. Again, I did put a tweet out earlier today. Anything under $4, you're literally stealing this stock. So I hope everybody got good buying opportunities. I wish I could have gotten a buying opportunity. Unfortunately, out of money, guys. I have put all my money into all of my baskets, and of course I do diversify. I don't have all of my money in Meta, and I will never do that because of this exact reason. We're having a lot of red in the market lately. And this is also a good time to buy. So also take what I'm telling you with the sense of the market's a little bit red right now. We might be seeing a slight correction in some stocks. It might be a good time to start loading the boat on some things that you might already be in, or if you've been looking at some recent stocks, say Amazon or some tech stocks, EV stocks, Arrival. I've actually been talking about Arrival. It's a nice little EV bus company that's hit a new low. It's not an all-time low, but it's a low. Hit like 976 today or something like that. Anyway, we're not talking about Arrival. So anyhow, we're going to go ahead and push on past all of this. Now we know what we've got going on here. We're slightly oversold in the RSI. Also, before we do move on to the MACD, we always cover that. We're still pushing downwards with a big fat red candle, but we do want to see that change in a hurry. And just keep this in mind. If we see a big reversion, if everything starts to change back to a very bullish situation, you could see that big fat red candle turn to a really tiny, small, skinny candle like that. It doesn't take very long at all. It does not have to go from big to smaller to smaller to smaller. It can go from big to green. All right. So, in fact, you got a good example of that here. You had 4 small bars and then barely a little bar and then boom. So that it does happen. It does happen. Absolutely. Last thing I want to talk about. The last time it hit 385. So 385 has never shown up as a support in the history of Meta. The last time it actually showed up was resistance. We blew through 385 right here, and it hasn't acted as a support since. It acted as resistance here, arguably here, and then again back here at the merge. I gotta find it again because I moved. 385, right back here. It acted as resistance. And this might be considered support, but we kind of blew through it the next day. So, again, we are creating support with this line right here, and let's hope that it sticks. Let's hope that turns into a great line of support, and I did add that onto my chart, by the way. There's the lines. I added 385. It was not there, but now it is. Okay, so I think we covered all of that stuff. Options. Okay, options chain. Actually a really, really good day. High volume in the options chain. 16,800 calls, 2,800 puts, 19,668 contracts traded in total. Remember, that is buying and selling of contracts. It is a good day for the options chain. And that is because, number one, it's Monday. And number two, the stock just hit a low. People are going to start scooping these babies up, as I did, because I said I would. So where I went today was I went back to January, not that one, this one. I went to January and I bought the January $6 calls. And when I bought them, it was actually a little bit lower than this. I got them at 25 cents. So that was, no, I might have gotten $7 calls. I'm going to have to look into that. Anyway, so either way, I'm pleased with them. Anytime that the stock starts getting volatile and starts moving, you can start to see that price increase. And I'm far enough out in the far enough out in the expiration that the theta will not take place for a little while yet. I got some time, so we're good there. If I need to move them around, easy peasy. Okie dokie. Options chain I'm done with. Oh, and the implied volatility did drop down to 127. Now, unfortunately, as the IV has been getting lower and lower and lower, that has also been kind of indicating a sell rating for some of these people to sell some of their calls and whatnot like that. That's why you did see a few days ago, I want to say Thursday or something like that, you saw a 50-50 split on the call options. In fact, it might have been the day that I did my retraction video where I didn't really even talk about the stock at all. I was kind of upset that day. I'm good now, though. And obviously, as you can tell, I'm not upset about this $3.85 mark, guys. When in doubt, zoom out. We're still way above 280, which is our all-time low. We're still way above 280. Okay. In fact, here, when in doubt, zoom out, right? Let's get these lines out of the way. We've already done this once. We've already seen it. Look at that. 280 is way down here. We're way up here. You know what we need to do? We need to put in a Fibonacci retracement. All right, so we're actually right midway between the 61% and the 78.6% retracement levels. So we're still safe. We're still good. And these are the levels I'd be looking for next. I've got us down all the way as low as $3 and it looks like 60 cents, 360. Oh, that's 375. I'm going to put some lines at about right here, 360. That's where I want to be. I think we could easily see that if we see more negative downward selling pressure. But I don't know. It's hard to say at this present moment in time. I think we're looking for a turnaround. I really do. But I've been saying that for a few days now. But I'm bullish on the stock. So hey, what do you expect? All right. So let's go ahead and move on. I spent a lot of time on the charts today, guys. I'm very sorry, but I think it was well worth the time. Because now you guys understand a little bit about what bullish divergence is and how to spot it and so on and so forth. All right, Ortex. So let's hit refresh. All right. I did put out my morning briefing this morning. I can't promise you that's going to happen tomorrow. We actually had a guy at my store had to go in for testing of COVID, so there's a good chance that I may have to, again, pick up a little bit of slack, which makes it a little bit difficult to be able to do things like that. Plus, it's been a little bit strict at work lately, which, hey, to be expected. I'm at work. My time when I'm there is for there. All right, 80.25% utilization. Cost to borrow is at 2.75%. The days to cover is 2.27 days, and that is to cover all of the shares that are on loan, which is 32.72 million shares, and that is 23.41% of the free float. These numbers have not changed as of yet. 20.52 million shares currently existing in the short interest, which is 13.26% of the free float. And I do think that that number is going to be far higher than that. Also, keep this in mind. These ones here are not live updates. This is the only thing that is live. And the one thing I want you to keep notice of over here is look at that cost to borrow max. It did move up. Earlier today, it was showing all of these at 4, which means that the stock did get a little bit more expensive to borrow against. Now, with that being said, they did return some shares today, and always remember that just because they return shares does not mean that they are shares that were shorted into the market. Look at this. Shares on loan, 32.7 million shares, all right? Shares shorted in the market, 20.52 million shares. And this didn't change that much the last time. Look at that. 1.5 million shares is all it changed. It went down. All right. So they could be shorting the shares that they have already out on loan. They could already be shorting those shares in, not needing to borrow more shares. Okay. So they don't always have to borrow shares to short. They've got stockpiles of them. So also keep this in mind that when they're returning shares also, they're not always the shorted shares. Now, it does not mean they're not shorted shares, and we can tell that by when we bring this thing up, if they update it on time, the average number of days on loan. So they haven't updated in a couple of days, still showing November 19th, and the average number of days on loan is 20.49 days, which is the same thing as it was yesterday. So again, as they update things, I can update you guys. And also keep this in mind, Ortex and Fintel both are only what is reported to the market. That's it. They're only what's reported to NASDAQ. They're only what's reported through the FINRA. That's all that they are. So with that being said, let's move ahead on over to Fintel. All right. So Fintel is showing, wow, actually, we're about to get into some nice, neat stuff. Let's hit refresh and see if any of this stuff's changed. I think this might be yesterday's data. Damn. No, it didn't move. Awesome. Here we go. Short squeeze scores at 71.17 out of 100, which is 581 out of 5,500 stocks. And again, I don't care about that. We're not ready for a squeeze. And as you can clearly tell, we're really not there yet. We're still setting up that base level, it looks like. I thought we had made it. I thought we were golden. We were starting to set up that $5 level really strong. But unfortunately, over the last couple of weeks, we have pulled down. Now, also keep this in mind. There's been a lot of crazy market wonkiness, as Sterling would say. Over the last several months, we've been seeing some crazy market crap going on. Also keep in mind, we've seen nothing but this out of the SPY for a year straight. So just always keep that in mind, too, in the back of your mind, that the SPY's been going straight up. And a lot of these stocks that we hold as retail investors, as stonk lovers, right? They've been doing this lately. So you could be contributing this to maybe like a slight correction. I don't want to call it a market correction because the SPY's still doing this. Boing. Yeah, it's standing at, attention. Anyhow. Now, this is going to kind of key reference in what I was talking about, how they don't need to keep borrowing shares to keep shorting them in the market. As you can tell, over the last day, they really didn't do much of anything but return some shares. They borrowed them back, but they returned a few. And that's just probably to show good faith that they're, giving them back. Their Fintel is showing their short borrow fee rates at 1.53%. Scroll on down here. FINRA, the dark pool, the FINRA volume. Wow, sorry about that. No, it's not the Rona. I got vaccinated. I knew that doesn't matter. You can still get it. I have had the Rona, though, so I got vaccinated and had it, so I got extra immunities. I don't know. Yeah, politics. Anyhow, FINRA, dark pool volume, over half of the volume today. What was that? 4,400,000, we'll call it that. And the short volume was well over half of that at over 2.5 million. Showing 60% short volume today, and that's out of the FINRA alone. I'll be willing to bet once this stuff pops up, you're going to be right here at that 65% level, just like it was here yesterday. So that's showing a couple of days in a row, over half of the total volume is short, and I'd be willing to bet if we went to one of these other sites, we could probably see the same thing. Next, institutional ownership. We got a couple of buyers. New position here. Variable Insurance Products Fund. Disciplined Small Cap Portfolio. Initial class. 61,000 shares at $4.41, which that was not too long ago, guys. So I would be willing to bet that they probably bought within the last month, I'd say. Very possible. Very possible. Okie dokie. Otherwise, nothing else really has changed. Fidelity, they added on to their position. I don't know. I can't tell. I can pull into this and it just take us even longer. We're at like 25 minutes or so. Okay, sellers. So, do we have any big sellers today? Blackstone. Get the hell out of here, Blackstone. We don't want you in here anyway. No, I'm joking. Blackstone could actually be a very strong company for us. But remember, these companies are also out there to make money. They're absolutely out there to make money. So there's a really good chance that they found a good spot that they wanted to sell at, and they did. They may have also known that this kind of stuff was going to happen. Always remember that these big hedge funds, these big strategy funds, they know how to read these markets way better than any of us do. They also have algorithms that help them predict things. They've got predictive algorithms. Let's call them that. All right, moving on. Insider trading, not going to look at it. You know why? Because this number still says the same thing. Now, I will say that there is some interesting information. Not on this one, though. It's on the next one. All right, so this is the institutional ownership, showing they've got 40.5 million shares. Now, this could be right, this could be wrong. There could be more, there could be less. I would be willing to bet this is pretty dang close to being right, though. And then down here, this is what I found interesting. 13 D&G filings showing that Greg McCabe actually has a holding of 20 million shares, unlike what we initially thought he had over here, according to Fintel, which I'm sure Sterling probably already had this covered, probably knew these numbers. He's been at this a lot longer than I have, so he's more familiar with all of this kind of information. But if you look here, I was only accounting for almost call it 7 million shares, but they're showing that he's got about 20 million shares. So again, that means that the institutional ownership, or I'm sorry, the insider ownership could be higher because Greg McCabe also is institutional with Greg McCabe Ventures. And again, I'm not 100% on that. I'm going to be doing some research into that. And the way I'm going to do this, I'm probably just going to ask Sterling since he already knows. It never hurts to just ask somebody who knows. I've always said that. I even tell that to my kids. If you're ever unsure of something, ask somebody who knows. That's the best way to learn, right? You don't always need to dig super, super deep if you can get the information. Just always make sure you give that person credit. All right, so that brings us here. We're going to start with George. He put out a really cool tweet first thing this morning. Metamaterials AR Fusion technology is ready to enable the metaverse with prescription smart lenses and multifunctional performance materials for AR applications. 10,000 molds available for mass customization and production. Of course, you can go right to the Metamaterials site. You can look at all of their technologies. They've got a great display. And again, they've been updating that website like crazy. Also, they've got a really cool YouTube channel going on there where they've got a bunch of videos and stuff that you can watch. I don't know if so much the channel, but you could just like look it up and it's on there. Anyhow, of course, I had something to say about it. And look at all that swag. That's right, guys. Looks like they're prepping for some meta gear to come out, and I'm very excited about it. You guys know nobody wants meta gear more than this guy. I love meta gear. I support everything that I love, and that's just the way it is. And this looks like a lens with the Meta logo right into it. I probably layered into it, I'd be willing to bet. They're brilliant, so of course it would be. All right, next thing I want to show you is when I reposted it, the ability to speed up the process of the lens making, removing that. You know what? That's not what I want to show you. Here's what I want to show you. I can't spell, guys. Just keep this in mind. I'm a horrible speller. It's not that I'm so much of a bad speller. I know how to spell the word. My fingers don't know how to spell the word, and I don't look up when I type. I type like this. So sorry. Anyhow, yeah. Anywho, yep, swag, swag, swag. Love the swag, need the swag. I want that swag. Next thing I want to show you, this guy here, Brad Shar. Man, I'm crossing my fingers for this. This is his speculation for 2022. I'll bring this up real quick. Anybody who wants to read this, you guys can take a quick stop, pause, boom. All right, and then move on. Here we go. Last one I want to talk about, this guy here. So a couple of people popped up and said, hey, I should add some stuff to my tweets. How I should, I put this up, you know, showing the bounce. Show other charts. They would be beneficial to the MMAT army. What charts do you want to see? So they said, show this, like as if it was comparing it to another company here to here. So I'm going to show you that. This is NVAX, and basically showing how it hit a run after a pull down, consolidation, lift, consolidation, dip, and run again, looking to hit that same level up here. And that is basically how we are looking for it to work. And as I did say earlier in the video, 360 could still be up and coming, and that's why there's a line down there. Anyhow, here we go. This right here is going to lead us into our prediction, showing that this is what we could be expecting. Now, this is, I do believe, the one-day chart as well. This is their 1 minute. This is our 1 day. So I can't say this is an exact comparison just because the time frames are off. This being a 1 minute, this being a 1 day. But they were using that as an example, expecting a pullback and a lift. And I'm going to work on that, guys. I absolutely am. I just want to go ahead and say thank you, Matthew Gamble. Thank you, my he or my hi, whatever it is, me he. I'm sorry, I don't know. I appreciate that. In fact, I don't know why I didn't like that. There it is. Truly, truly appreciate that. Anytime I can enhance the channel, enhance the way we can do things, I'm all for it. Thanks. Appreciate you. And that takes us to the prediction. All right, so here we are at the 5 minute chart, which is where I like to do my prediction from, get all the good lines up in here. And as I did say earlier in the video, 360 is not out of the realm. But I don't think we're going to be hitting that in 1 day. If we do continue a downtrend, we could see that over the course of the next couple of days. Also keep this in mind, this is a very short week. There's no trading on Thursday, half a day on Friday. The trading will close at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on Friday, and you won't see it open again until Monday, which is also, I believe, the start of hunting around here. So yeah. Yeah, I don't know why you guys care about that. Anyhow, so let's carry on. Let's say we do go bear tomorrow. We'll go ahead and start with the bearish prediction. We are currently trading at about $3.92. We're going to expect for it to come back down to where it was, as we usually do. We do normally fall back into place. So $3, and we'll call it 85 cents. We'll give it a nickel. If we come out bear, expect for it to be an immediate test of $3.85, hoping that $3.85 shows up again as good support. I don't know. I couldn't begin to tell you if it's going to. If it does not, 380 and then 375. At this present moment in time, we're going to be working off the nickels. There isn't really much here to work with as far as it goes with recent history over the last few months. Again, we're a very young stock. So we do still create support and resistance as we go. In fact, we did that as we moved up throughout the ranks. We're going to do it again as we come back down. Now, this is kind of uncharted territory. We do have some lines below here, but they're still vague for me as far as I'm concerned. As I've always said, I stress the nickels and the dimes. Anyhow, so Anyway, back to what we were talking about. If it does drop below 380, 375 hopefully would be the catch where it would bounce back up and getting us back towards that 385 range. Probably not breaking back through it as it'll show up as resistance because it did show up as resistance in the past a few times. If we break below 385, that will, again, like I said, signal more of a downtrend, and we could continue this into the next trading day even. But let's hope that does not happen. And again, I stress hope. I don't know. Anything's possible. We're really needing for some big money to step in at this present moment in time. A little bit of PR would be great too, but again, we can't get PR on something that is a hush-hush situation. Now, if we do go bull, again, cracking right here at the 385 to 390 range, I say if we go bull, I think it's going to be because investors have stepped in, retail investors stepped in, smart money had stepped in, big buyers stepped in, whales stepped in, however you want to say it. We're going to make a straight shot for $4. We're going to make a straight shot for $4. If we can keep up the momentum, we're going to push over $4 and turn that into support. We need to turn $4 back into support, get back above that level. With a good enough amount of volume, which we had good volume today. We want to keep increasing that volume. We've done that over the last 3 days. If we can create more volume, call it 10 to 15 million in a day, I see us easily pushing back for that 420 line. If we hit 420 tomorrow, you know what's going to happen. The end of the day is going to be very interesting for us, to say the least. But I don't know if that's going to happen. Now, if we do happen to get to the 420 line, which we do need to get through 415 first and 410, but I don't think those are going to be very difficult. We get to the 420 line, that's going to show up as a serious level of resistance, and we're going to need, again, volume buying pressure to get above it. We need to get above it and trade above it. Stay over there a respected level of time, turning it back into support. I'd be happy if we stop there. Stoked if we stop there. But again, who knows? If stuff keeps rolling, if the ball keeps rolling, we could easily get all the way back to $4.35. We've seen this channel be tough before. This would be where I would expect for us to stop at the end of the day. Again, who knows? Who the heck knows? Not this guy. I don't really know. These are just levels of support and resistance that I'm throwing out there, and every single day I do this for you. And it seems like you guys like it. You come back for more. So with that being said, like, subscribe. Make sure you do what you got to do. Put this video out to everybody you want to see. I know it's extremely, extremely long, and I'm sorry, but we had a lot to cover. Peace.